Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hit the applause.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a little bit late. We apologize for that. But for once, we're actually going to do a review. That's right. This is I think the first review we've got here on
It,
the League of Opinionated Gentlemen.
it is. And don't tell them we're late. They don't know that. Idiot.
But yes, I am Jeff. That is Jim. And we're going to be reviewing Marvel's Doctor Strange, which I saw on Friday and Jim saw on Saturday. Yes. If you're going to see this movie, see it in some form of 3D. You will not be disappointed.
I second that notion.
So good. I'm going to go on record as saying this is probably my favorite Marvel movie of the year. Favorite movie of the year, period. And it is probably my number one Marvel movie to date. I really like this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I would not go that far.
Fair enough. I really liked it. The movie did pretty much everything right for me. I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange. I'm not too familiar with this comic and stuff. But
sorry.
Actually, I'm more of a DC fanboy, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange. Haven't really read a lot of his comics, but
nobody is. That's not true. I'm sure there are people.
Yeah, but I really liked it, and I really liked what they did with him, and I'm okay with the changes they've made. I'm like, okay, that works.
If you're not a fan, how do you know they made changes?
I know how to read the internet.
Do you now?
Though I am glad they did put it in Nepal. A lot of people thought that with changing the Ancient One from a little old Asian man to Tilda Swinton, they were going to change the location. But no, it's actually still in Nepal. It's like, okay, cool.
There was no reason for it not to be.
I also like what they did with Wong. They made him a badass.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay to that. Also, I should mention this from the top. Spoilers abound. You've been warned. But yeah, overall, I really like this movie. I really, really like this movie, and
they were already warned. You clearly didn't read the title I wrote down there.
I don't see no title.
The one to the one on the bottom, right under the little windows that show my face.
I don't see title on my screen.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I literally put spoilers in big letters right in the title. They know.
Fair enough. But yeah, it seems like they pretty much stuck to Doctor Strange's actual origin from what little I know about it, the whole car crash, the fact that he's a kind of a douchebag. You know, they made him a narcissist with an ego, which seemed to be about right for Doctor Strange. And, you know, he tried to do different surgeries, different things to get his hands back, all failed, and ended up going to Nepal, found the Ancient One, becomes Doctor Strange. That's pretty much his origin story, and that's pretty much what they did with this movie. I was also unprepared for how graphic they got with it, because, man, his hands got fucked the hell up. Jesus. Like, I was like, ooh, God. They showed you the stitches and shit, and kudos to Benedict Cumberbatch for the entire movie, him doing the whole his hands are shaking thing. I'm like, that could not have been easy to do, to continually do that.
Mm-hmm. For those who might be fans of a completely different franchise, I'm just going to throw out a random joke. Who knew he was a savior? Nobody got it but me. Go ahead.
True. Well, he was a savior. He's the Sorcerer Supreme. Well, he'll become the Sorcerer Supreme. But
it's debatable, but you don't get the joke. Move on.
But yeah, I really liked it. Like I said, I liked what they did with Wong, where in the comics he was basically Doctor Strange's manservant. And in the movie, they made him a fucking master sorcerer. I'm like, okay, I approve of this.
Kind of, yeah. He's the librarian.
No, he's the master of Hong Kong. That's why he went and defended the Hong Kong.
No, he was not the master of Hong Kong. He was the librarian of Camertage.
He was that too, but I assumed he was also the master of Hong Kong, which is why he showed up to defend it.
No, he showed up to defend it, but you'll notice he was standing there in the street and it was already destroyed. he and Mordo went there because it was under attack. He was not the master. He may have become that now, but he was not, because he was even back in Kamertage later when he puts the Eye of Agamotto back. So no, he definitely was not the master of the Hong Kong Sanctuary. He was the librarian.
Mordo was with Doctor Strange. Wong went back to Hong Kong first to defend it. He showed up in the sanctuary and then walked out to defend it from the sanctuary. That's why I assumed he was its master.
I don't know.
He gathered the people there at Hong Kong and was like, says something along the lines of, "We must now defend this, and we cannot let this one fall." And he goes out and everything got destroyed. And that's when Doctor Strange and Mordo showed up after everything went fuck to hell.
Yeah, he did. But at the same time, the fact, he went out there and he said, this is, what it must be. But that's no different than saying, oh, Doctor Strange is the master of the New York one because he showed up there and fought off the bad guys.
True, he is the master of the New York one now.
But yeah, they made him in, but he wasn't at the time that he went there to defend it.
True, but they still made Wong basically a master sorcerer. I mean, just look at him like this shit that he does. He's basically a master sorcerer.
He is a master of the mystic arts, yes, but yeah, he is he is the librarian. That's his thing. He was not the dude for the was he? Hong Kong thing.
I also love that they give Doctor Strange an arc, like personality arc. His personality changes throughout the movie, and I kind of like that, where he starts to realize, I've kind of been an asshole. I probably shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I should probably defend this realm because, yeah, it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I have to say, called it.
Okay.
Because one of the things I said early on was, I bet you the Eye of Agamotto is going to be an Infinity Gem.
That's not you. Everybody called that. You're not special.
But I said it too.
And you said it too, but everybody said it. Fair
enough. But with that one act, they basically made Doctor Strange as strong as Thanos because he was able to harness the power of an Infinity Gem by himself. Granted, he used magic to do it, but still.
I'm going to say, you realize how stupid that sounds, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, he's as powerful as Thanos. He mastered an Infinity Stone by himself. Thanos mastered 6 by himself.
True. Okay, well, he's at least as powerful as Ronan the Accuser.
Yes, if Ronan the Accuser is a bitch.
Ronan the Accuser got defeated by the entirety of the Guardians. It took the entirety of the Guardians of the Galaxy to harness the power of the one stone that Ronan could use himself.
Yes, but the one stone that he was able to use himself, that, mind you, almost destroyed him when he did it, they defeated him with the power of friendship, for God's sake.
Fair enough. Okay, so that makes Doctor Strange even stronger because it didn't destroy Doctor Strange. He just did it.
Yes, he was incredibly powerful and able to use it. But we don't know the end result of that. As Mordo told him, the bill always comes due.
I would also point out, did you see the shit the Ancient One was doing? And the Ancient One's title was the Sorcerer Supreme. So we know Doctor Strange is going to get those powers, which means Doctor Strange is going to be able to, bend the multiverse in reality without the stone.
Whoa. No. No, he will not. He will have some of it, but no. The Ancient One only did that shit because, spoilers, she was drawing power from the Dark Dimension and Dormammu.
That was just to keep herself alive. That wasn't the magic.
No, it was more than that. Because if you had noticed, what was the evil dude's name?
I don't remember. Madge Mickelson.
Yeah, it's Madge Mickelson, but for fuck's sake, hang on, I got it up here. Caecilius.
Yeah.
Fucking Caecilius was able to manipulate the world within the mirror dimension and has had incredibly enhanced abilities to manipulate the world because of his ties to the Dark Dimension. And we saw that the only reason the Ancient One showed up in the mirror was able to do that same manipulation was because of her ties to the Dark Dimension. That's how Mordo knew she was using the power.
Yes, but if you remember before that, before he even got that page, he was doing that shit outside the mirror dimension. An extremely powerful sorcerer can manipulate the reality like that. What Dormammu's power allowed him to do was actually manipulate it within the mirror dimension and become even stronger in the mirror dimension, which is what Mordo actually says to Strange of, you do realize you've made him even more powerful by trapping him in the mirror dimension because he's channeling Dormammu's power. And Strange was like, oh, shit. That's the difference. Strange is probably going to be able to do that shit outside the mirror dimension. You will need Dormammu's power to do it within the mirror dimension, but outside of it, an extremely powerful sorcerer can just do that shit. Hence why Caecilius was able to actually, because Caecilius did that, used it on the Ancient One in the opening sequence, and he had not even performed the ritual yet, so he was channeling fuck all except his own power. So yes, Doctor Strange will be able to do that shit, just probably not within the mirror dimension. Although if he's wielding the Eye of Agamotto, he'll probably be able to do that shit in the mirror dimension, but that's
no. The Eye of Agamotto has limitations if it's an Infinity Stone. That's all out the window,
true.
dude. It's been well established. The Eye of Agamotto only gives him time manipulation abilities.
True.
That's all he can do. The other shit, and yes, he may be able to learn to do a lot of the stuff that the Ancient One was doing, but I think a large portion of what she could do was because she was tapped into the dark dimension. That was what was letting her do a lot of what she could do. We don't know where the line is in her abilities to what was her natural powers and what was from Dormammu. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, but like I said, we can reasonably guess just based on what Caecilius was able to do before he even performed the ritual. That's all I'm saying.
But we didn't see Caecilius do anything before he performed the ritual.
Did you not see the opening of the movie where he started manipulating reality and the Ancient One was fucking chasing him?
Yes, the Ancient One chased him around and they did some flipping around in reality. Yes, that's fair enough. That doesn't necessarily.
He was manipulating the buildings and shit. And the Ancient One is the one, I think she trapped him in the mirror dimension. And that's where they fought. But before that, he was actually manipulating stuff, and she trapped him in the mirror dimension so he wouldn't fuck with actual reality.
Whatever.
Hey, if you're going to review the movie, make sure it's accurate, dude. Because he goes running, and then he stops, and you see the crackling of the mirror in front of him to indicate, oh, she trapped him in the mirror dimension. He's like, nope, you're not going to fuck with reality. You're stuck in here now.
Yes, and he ran out and found himself in the mirror dimension as he was running, and the only thing we saw him do before that was walk into the building, tie the old librarian up with the metal shit that was holding the books, and then decapitate him.
No, he manipulated some stuff in New York before she stopped him. Before she was like, okay, enough of this.
No, they were. I'm pretty sure they were. All they did was they ran up the side of a building and then back down. That was about all they did.
That's still more than Doctor Strange can do, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying his powers will definitely increase. I just don't think they'll ever be at Ancient One levels.
No, but I think he'll still be able to manipulate the buildings and shit like they've been doing. I think
yeah, maybe, but there's limits.
He's still incredibly powerful, and they've still. You have a headache?
Nope.
You look like you have a headache.
Nope.
But, I still think they've basically built him up to probably be the most powerful being in the Marvel cinematic. Well, the most powerful hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Show me another singular hero that can wield the power of an Infinity Gem on their own.
I could give you a god.
He's not a god. He's an alien of science.
He's got the power of a god.
Oh, he's got the power of alien science, as established by Marvel.
He's still that's the equivalent power of a god.
I still doubt he'd be able to. Although technically Loki did, but still.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that they're no.
And yet this god needed the help of the Sorcerer Supreme.
And if you're really gonna go there about the wielding of an Infinity Stone by yourself, fucking Vision.
He's not human. He's a fucking robot. He doesn't count. It doesn't count when Infinity Gem is his power source. God damn it.
It should. He's a being with an Infinity Stone that he's controlling.
He's not controlling. It's controlling him. It's his power source.
He's a living thing with an Infinity Stone.
Built by Tony Stark.
Yes. Well, technically built by Ultron, but yes. Also, I'm pretty sure we saw at least 3 different people wield the Tesseract.
Wield, but not control. There's a difference.
Yeah.
We saw what happened when somebody tried to control the Tesseract and he got sucked into it.
This is true. This is true. Anyway.
But yes, I love this movie. It was so good. It had It had the right amount of humor to it too. I like the fact that they did inject the humor, and I love that they made him a snarky American. That made me laugh to no end. And again, kudos to Benedict Cumberbatch for staying in the accent the entire time. I mean, he didn't break accent once. That was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Although, and this is a little nitpicky thing, but this movie made me realize Marvel, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, now has three, count them, three New York superheroes. Not a single one of them has a New York accent.
3?
Captain America, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Captain America's not a New York hero.
Brooklyn.
He's from there, but
but he doesn't have a New York accent. What I'm saying is they're three New Yorkers, they're superheroes, not a one of them has a New York accent. It's a little nitpicky thing, but I just realized, I'm like, wow, not one of them has an accent.
it's a little nitpicky. But I point out to you, Strange is now operating in New York. He wasn't from New York.
Yeah, he was. That's where his hospital is. That's where his apartment is.
You sure about that?
Positive. That's why he went into the hospital twice when he was fighting in New York. Where do you think they were fighting when the Ancient One was killed?
No, I know. I just didn't think that was in New York.
That was in New York.
I don't know.
Yep, he's a New Yorker. Dr. Stephen Strange. I like Christine. I can't remember the actress's name, but I liked Christine. I liked what they did with her, and she did a great job too.
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. She did a great job. I thought Tilda Swinton did a phenomenal job as the Ancient One, and I thought it worked very well because you had this no-nonsense, kind of snarky, small British woman just basically talking down to Doctor Strange. I'm like, it wouldn't have worked if they'd have done it with any other type of person, in my opinion. Just seeing that dynamic between the two, I'm like, no, that works. That really does work.
In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that there's no possible way that Doctor Strange was operating in New York.
How so?
Have you ever been to New York City?
Yes.
Okay. From your experience in New York City, where in New York City are you going to find a large cliff on a high hill for his car to get thrown off of?
Well, he was obviously going somewhere. He wasn't home.
No, but I don't think he would turn around and just leave. He didn't leave the city that fast. You can't get out of New York City that fast.
That would also explain why it took them a while to find him, because he probably wasn't in the city.
I don't know. It still didn't feel like it was supposed to be New York City.
Well, it is, because he at least works in New York City, and that's where his Sanctum Sanctorum is. And
I know that's where the Sanctum Sanctorum is because he ended up there. I'm just saying I don't think he was there to begin with.
I'm pretty sure that's where his apartment was too.
All right.
Well, his apartment would have had to have been in New York because Christine went to visit him after he fucked up his hands. And she wouldn't have had the time to do that if he wasn't in the city, because she was probably visiting him between shifts at the hospital, which she works, which is quite clearly in New York City.
Okay, whatever.
What's your problem, dude?
No, keep going. What else do you think?
The hell, dude? How come you're all negative?
Oh, yes, you're shutting down everything comes out of my mouth and not giving me a chance, and I'm the negative one.
Well, I'm just stating what the facts are of the movie.
No, at no point was that stated in the movie, though. That's what I'm saying.
Then how do you explain that's the hospital he went to when the Ancient One was killed, and they were quite clearly fighting in New York at the time?
But I don't know if they were fighting in New York. That's the thing. And I also point out to you on more than one occasion when he needed Christine at the hospital, he opened his circle portal thing to go there because he wasn't in New York.
He did it once. He was in New York, but he didn't have time to get over there because he was in the Sanctum Sanctorum at the time he opened it, so he was clearly in New York. But he didn't have time to get over there. That's why he opened the portal. He did it out of instinct. But if you remember when the Ancient One was killed, he didn't open a fucking portal. He ran in the front fucking door and put her on a fucking gurney.
Yes, but we don't know if he teleported her outside and then they put her on a gurney. We don't know.
True. I'm fairly confident it was New York because that's where like his comics and stuff take place and all the characters are. So
Yes, because that's where Sanctorum is. I'm just saying I don't know if he was operating there to begin with. That's just the point I'm trying to make.
fair enough. I think he was,
I
but
was
fair
saying
enough.
between that and the fact that in his apartment, we look out the window of his apartment and we see what looks like a giant forest. I don't see how that apartment could possibly be in New York.
Fair enough.
I'm
It's
relatively. I thought I saw. I mean, unless he's in Central Park, I see Central Park out his window, which is possible. But
it's possible his apartment was just outside New York. That is entirely possible. I don't know. I like all the characters. I like all the actors and actresses. I thought it was a very well cast movie. The music was okay, but most of it worked okay. The sound did. I love the effects. The visual effects are just breathtaking and mind blowing. Hence why you should see it in 3D.
yeah,
I like the magical effects. It looked like the Doctor Strange magical effects, which I thought was cool.
yeah.
I do like how they explained it to, or at least how she explained it to him, because the ancient one was like, "Well, it is magic, it is spells, but you're a man of logic. You're a doctor, so if
Yeah.
you refuse to believe in that stuff, and if it's hard for you to understand that, think of it as a program," which, in essence, is what magic is. If you look at how magic has been portrayed in other things, like say Harry Potter, it's basically a series of commands or a series of things that you have to do. It's a program that you execute. You know, Doctor Strange does it with his hands. Harry Potter did it with his wand.
It is, but as the ancient one explained, she said, some people some people may call them spells. You can refer to them as a code, but what they actually are is physical manifestations of a cosmic energy that we are tapping into.
Which is fair enough. It's the source of the magic, but still, throughout the entire movie, they call it magic and mysticism and spells and stuff like that.
Yeah, they call them sorcerers and stuff. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
not, but they did give a scientific explanation for where it came from, even though everybody who uses it considers it magic.
Yeah, which I like because that way it's up to the viewer whether it's magic or not, because you could go either way with it. And I love the fact that they were unafraid to go straight up magic with it. Be like, nope, it's magic. It's like, cool. I mean, I guess I liked how it looked because it looked like Doctor Strange's magic with the seals and shit. I thought that was kind of cool. I was a little disappointed he didn't actually use the words because Benedict Cumberbatch did memorize the actual like incantations, or at least one or two of them, because he used it as part of the promotion. I'm like, oh, I wish he'd actually used it in the movie.
What incantations?
I can't remember what they were, but I remember it was on like it's like Jimmy Kimmel or something, where he showed up as Doctor Strange. He was in like the costume from the movie and stuff, and he actually showed up. You know, he did the thing like that, and they had a special effect for the magic, and he spouted one of the incantations that Doctor Strange is known for using. I was like, oh, did they actually put the incantations in the movie? That'd be cool.
I was not aware that he had specific incantations.
Yeah, because in the comics, obviously, he is actually a sorcerer. He uses magic, and he actually casts spells, much like your classic spells where he does the hand things, but he also has the vocal incantation.
Okay, then.
It's also possible because this is Doctor Strange becoming a sorcerer. He hasn't really used magic that requires an incantation. Although, argument against that, he fucking used the Eye of Agamotto. So, there you go.
Yeah, well.
I also like that they put in little nods to different characters, like the staff that Wong ends up using. It's like the staff of I can't remember what character, but they throw out a character's name, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Okay, then.
Also, there was one little Easter egg they put in that nails down exactly when this takes place in the MCU. I don't know if you caught it.
Okay.
it outright tells you when this story takes place.
Okay.
Did you catch it?
Was I supposed to?
I would have thought you would have caught it since you saw Civil War.
Okay.
It's when Doctor Strange is driving his car right before the accident.
Okay.
I take it you didn't catch it. Remember when he was talking to his colleague, and his colleague was trying to set up another patient for him, and he was shooting him down?
I thought that guy getting crushed experimental armor seemed interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there
Now I
you
get
go.
it.
Yeah, it was Jim
Okay.
Rhodes. So this quite
I
obviously
heard
takes
that.
place.
I heard that set off something like this is a reference to something, but I didn't make the full connection. Okay.
Yeah, so this obviously takes place immediately after Civil War
Fair enough.
and before the end of Civil War, because obviously the end of Civil War, Rhodes walks in when the fucking thing. So this takes place before he has that surgery,
Yep.
which I thought was interesting. I was like, I see what you did there.
Yep.
Also, Stan Lee cameo.
Stanley cameo.
It's a great cameo too.
It is. And then they were smart because they had Stanley come in and they had him film like 4 or 5 cameos for upcoming movies now.
Because he's old.
Yeah. So they finally went, oh, wait, this dude's 93. We should probably get these done.
Mm-hmm. I would also like to say thank you, Marvel, for doing Dormammu right. He actually looked like Dormammu. I was like, yes.
Kind of, I guess.
Well, I mean, he didn't fully physically manifest, but if you look at his head and like, because they showed his head and like the upper torso, he's Dormammu. He looks like Dormammu with the flaming head, the lines. He's got the They actually gave him the collar and shit. He looked like Dormammu. I was like, thank you.
You know, for a guy who's not a fan of Doctor Strange, you seem to know an awful lot about Doctor Strange.
Well, I said I didn't read a lot of his comics. I'm a fan of his. I like the character.
Fair enough.
And I've played a lot of Lego games. Dormammu's in Lego Avengers.
Yeah, truth be told, other than I know that, you know, my extent of the knowledge going into this movie, you've been doing 90% of the talk, and now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
90% of my knowledge going into this movie was, okay, he's a dude named Doctor Strange, he's a neurosurgeon, gets his hands fucked up, then he becomes a sorcerer. Yes. That was pretty much the extent of what I knew. So I wasn't totally sure what to expect going into this. And I went into this, and I thought Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job as the character. I didn't notice he was doing an American accent. I'm going to be honest with you. I was just gross enough in his
British.
Well, I'm just saying I was gross enough in his performance that I just didn't notice. I was like, he's acting. I didn't even notice.
Fair enough.
Because you realize who he's playing in this movie.
No.
He's playing Dr. Sherlock. That's who he's playing in this movie.
Okay, I could see that. He's playing American Sherlock. I could see that.
He's playing American Dr. Sherlock. American Dr. Sherlock with more arrogance and less social anxiety.
And with more of an American sense of humor.
Yeah, well.
Fair enough. That makes sense. It worked.
Yeah, no. And Cumberbatch himself even compared to characters in interviews, but
Yes.
Sorry, losing my train of thought. Anyway, so I didn't really know much going into this. Like I said, I thought the effects were really good. I thought that they did a good job establishing the character, you know, his struggle to get into everything else. But one thing I did, I said the acting was really, really good too. And Tilda Swinton did do a great job as the Ancient One. You know, Doctor Strange did well. Yeah, the girlfriend did a good job. She's one of the characters that's held the title of Night Nurse, by the way, in the comics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know, Mordo did a good job. Looking forward to seeing what more Mordo. And just in general, they did a really good job with the movie. As I watched the plot go through, and okay, he had the accident, the hands thing, you know, trying all the surgeries and stuff, and inevitably getting to Camartage, you know, and early starting the training and everything else. it felt like that. I really, really enjoyed the movie, but it felt like they spent so much time setting up the character's backstory that the climax of the movie came the hell out of nowhere and didn't have a lot of build up. That's
Well,
what I felt.
the climax of the movie was supposed to come out of the opening sequence of um, Vasilius stealing that page and what that's about, and about Doctor Strange finding out exactly what that page was.
Yeah, I know that, but it felt more like, okay, we're building it up. We're thinking, oh, we're gonna fight him a couple of times. We're building it up. Oh, we got to, we got to get to we're building it up. We're building it up. We got to get to Hong Kong, and then they get to Hong Kong, and it's like, oh, the sanctuary has already gone down, and then I'm gonna go negotiate with Dormammu. There, it felt like they rushed to, we got to get to the end of the movie. Here's the end of the movie. It's, okay, we're here, negotiate, it's done.
Yeah.
There's no build up to it. You're not, it felt like they were leading into a big battle where there would have been a big climax, and there wasn't. It was just, okay, we're going to turn back time, which is going to look cool. There's going to be a couple of punches thrown, and then we're going to negotiate.
Yeah, I think they went to Dormammu too quick.
Yeah, there should have been some fighting and a kind of a climax first, and then there would have been, I know there, as much as I know you did a lot of these, another effects extravaganza where you're all running along the walls and fighting each other, and then end up negotiating with Dormammu when there's no other option. It felt like they kind of rushed into that climax quickly without build-up, and it just didn't. It felt like there was a beat missing in the movie somewhere.
What they should have done, they should have ended it in New York. The climax should have been the death of the Ancient One, and now you have Mordo and Strange like, well, what the fuck do we do now? And then they get word, oh, Hong Kong's under attack. Shit. Okay, we better go to Hong Kong, and that's where it ends, where they now have to go defend Hong Kong. Because then you have the proper climax. You have the big fuck off fight between Doctor Strange and Vasilius, and you get the final badass stand of the Ancient One, and you get her death. So you get the resolution of said climax.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the establishment of Doctor Strange as the hero. He now has to go finish what the Ancient One started and be the hero.
Right. But was she really a hero?
Well, and thank you for the segue. I love what they did with Mordo because it shows him becoming Baron Mordo. They never call him that, but he's now Baron Mordo. Fighting in the movie, he's Baron Mordo. And I love what they do because it's like, okay, it's a natural progression and it makes sense.
Yep. And that was good, but I just as I went through this movie, not knowing much of the character, I really enjoyed the story of the character and how he became what he was. That was really well done. Like I said, the acting was really good. The whole thing with the Ancient One was built up well. It worked. Not crazy for the fact they killed her, but I understand why they needed to do that. Like I said, it's really just the ending where it kind of seemed to got to the climax too quickly, and that was kind of a it felt like a concern. Really, it felt like Caecilius wasn't a threat.
Yeah, no, he really wasn't. Dormammu's the threat.
Yeah, but the problem is they didn't see Dormammu until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's. I guess if I have to make a film comparison here, the problem with this is that this is Rise of the Silver Surfer again.
To a degree, but I think it was a problem that was unavoidable by Marvel because if you realize, especially based on the mid-credits and after-credits scene, that they kind of had to rush it a little bit because they need Doctor Strange ready for Infinity War.
They should have waited so long to make his movie.
Yeah, well. And I kind of knew that the Ancient One was going to die the moment they called her the Sorcerer Supreme. I was like, oh, she's going to die.
Yes, but she didn't need to in this movie because
by
the end of the movie, he's still not the Sorcerer fucking Supreme.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you end the movie with her dying, I think it gives you the climax that you need. The problem is Marvel doesn't have the time to go 2-3 movies to establish Doctor Strange and build him up to be the Sorcerer Supreme before Infinity War. They need him to be the Sorcerer Supreme now, which is why they gave him the Eye of Agamotto now, which is why they had him face off against Dormammu now to establish Dormammu as the threat. And it's like, you guys kind of rushed it.
Yeah, they established Dormammu, they gave him the Eye of Agamotto, but then he put it back. Then it was established he wasn't ready. It was established that he wasn't the Sorcerer Supreme, so him being Sorcerer Supreme in Infinity War would make no goddamn sense.
Except they established his gift and his power, the fact that he is ready, he can use it, but there's consequences to using it, and he has made the choice, I'm going to study more before I use it again, but he knows he can use it because he used it to great success with no repercussion. He can use it. And my guess is that's going to play into Infinity War when shit hits the fan and he realizes what the Infinity Gems are. And in order to kind of stop Thanos and keep him from getting all of the Infinity Gems, he's going to put the Eye of Agamotto on and be like, okay, no, I can't let Thanos have this. I know I can use this because I've done it before. I'm going to fucking use this.
Yeah, but the thing is, and the fact that you just said that means you clearly completely misunderstood the movie.
Oh?
Fuck, I said it in this review already.
Okay.
The bill always comes due.
True.
There will be repercussions. Just because they haven't happened yet does not mean that they won't.
True.
Messing with that level of reality bending will always have repercussions.
Fair enough.
And I can almost guarantee you what those repercussions are, too.
Oh?
Yeah. So you just did a massive amount of fuckery with time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You just brought this whole big event and the opening of Dormammu's dimension and reverted all that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what else you did, Doc?
What's that?
You just put a big ass sign that said, "Hey Thanos, the time gem is right here."
That's true too. Yeah. But I don't think that's going to have that big of repercussions because Thanos is already coming to Earth anyway.
Well, Thanos is already coming for his Infinity Gems, but he didn't necessarily know where that one was. The others had been used. It was known. The Tesseract was used. It's known that it's in Asgard. I guarantee you he knows the goddamn Collector has the purple gem.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, the yellow gem is in Vision, and that's had more activity than almost any other, so he almost guaranteeably knows where that one is. The red one was used by Malkat, so that one was active. He knows where that one is.
And then he's got one of them.
No, he doesn't.
I thought he has one in the gauntlet.
Nope. The gauntlet was empty.
Hmm.
It is generally assumed that the orange stone will be in Guardians 2. That's the last one.
Fair enough. Either that or Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, one of the two. Those are the only two coming out before Infinity War, I think.
Which stone is the orange one?
The Soul Gem.
Wouldn't surprise me if that stone wasn't on Planet Hulk.
Since
they're doing that with Ragnarok. But anyway.
They are, but I don't know. And we don't have confirmation on that either. But yeah, also for anybody who might be getting confused and hasn't figured it out, in the movies they changed the colors. The colors are not the same as in the comics.
Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, we do have confirmation they're doing Planet Hulk because from what I understand, yeah, there's a scene with Hulk in a fucking gladiator arena.
Yes, there is. Doesn't mean they're doing Planet Hulk necessarily, though.
Isn't that the outfit from Planet Hulk? Hulk in the gladiator armor.
Just because it's from Planet Hulk doesn't mean they're doing the story. They might be incorporating elements.
Fair enough. But yes, the mid-credit scene, I think it was the mid-credits one to which I refer to. The Thor scene. Yes, Thor is in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was kind of clever. It's like, so let me get this straight. If you find your father, you will leave this planet. Yep. Great. Let me help you. So I'm like, wait, is Doctor Strange going to be in Ragnarok?
It's possible. Wouldn't shock me.
I love he now has a list of intergalactic beings that he's keeping an eye on. I'm like, the fuck, dude? Was he Jericho? Yeah. You're on the list.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, overall the movie was really good. I just think that they had an issue with the climax where it felt like they skipped a beat in the movie somewhere along the way. Like the balance between setup and action wasn't quite right somewhere along the way. And I felt that maybe the pacing, something was a little off. And I think it hurt the movie a little bit. But overall, the movie was good. Had a feeling the Eye of Agamotto was going to be the time gem. That's going to piss a lot of people off.
Possibly. I'm okay with it.
Oh, definitely. because the Eye of Agamotto is a specific mystical item that has, specific magical properties and a very long comic history behind it. Turning it into an Infinity
True.
Gem is going to piss off a whole host of fanboys.
True, but they had to tie Doctor Strange in somehow. And I'm actually glad they did that instead of the other thing I was afraid they were going to do, because that would have pissed me off.
What's that?
I was afraid they were going to make the Infinity Stone the source of the magic.
Ha.
I'm glad they didn't do that. I was like, no, he's just using the magic to control it. I'm like, okay, that's better. I can
True.
accept that.
Yeah. No, it's not the source of the magic. I didn't think they would do that, but they could have easily had, like, here's the Eye of Agamotto, and the Infinity Gem is like it was in the book or something.
Yeah, that could have worked too.
They could have done that,
I'm just saying it could have been worse.
Yeah. No, it always could have been worse. I'm just saying.
I also do like the fact that when he invokes the Eye of Agamotto, his magic becomes green. I'm like, I think that's kind of cool.
Well, that's the gem's color. They, like I said, they reassigned the colors.
It is, but it's still his magic invoking the power of the gem. So yeah, it's still cool. And I also love, I don't know if you noticed this, but you know how Doctor Strange, like in the comics and in other things, he always does like the wolf pack type thing. He does this to use his magic. He goes like that. I don't know if you noticed, but in the movie, he only does it once.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it at the very end when he's invoking the Eye of Agamotto to do the whole I'm going to piss off Dormammu thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So they built it up to he's now at the point where he's powerful enough he can just do that.
Yeah.
And he's Doctor Strange now. And I'm like, yes. I also love the badass moments he has in this thing. Like when he first gets the cloak of levitation, he just comes rising up. That was like, cool. Oh, you're fucked. He's Doctor Strange now.
Yeah, that was cool. That was admittedly cool.
I can't remember what the last the last post credit scene was. Do you remember?
I do.
Because all I remember is the Thor one, because I thought that was cool.
That was cool.
Oh no, the last one was Baron Mordo, wasn't it? Which I love what he says. He's just like, I now know what the problem is. Too many sorcerers.
Dung.
Yeah. Which I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But the thing they don't explain, where did he get the ability to suck away magic power? That came out of nowhere.
He is an incredibly high-ranking sorcerer. He can probably do that. Remember, he was like the lead apprentice to the Ancient One. I'm relatively sure he can do that.
Fair enough. Although I'm not even sure the Ancient One could do that. Because it's not like she bestowed magic on anybody. She just taught them how to access it.
No, but I get the way he had used it to imbue his body with the ability to walk is it was a physical manifestation that could be taken away. And she probably could have taken that away, I guarantee you.
Fair enough.
Also, depending on how much of the comics they use, Mordo's a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, well, most villains are.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because in the comics, his one of his primary shticks is that he is the primary servant of Dormammu.
Fair enough.
Dormammu imbues him with power to work for him. That was actually because that whole deal with Dormammu thing, that's in the comics, and his Dormammu's loophole around the contract is, all right, I won't go back to your world. It doesn't mean I can't use Mordo to do my bidding in your world.
Mm-hmm. See, I thought, and because I was half right with this, I thought Mads Mikkelsen was going to end up becoming Dormammu. Because I was saying, who's Mads Mikkelsen going to be? And just looking at him with the eyes and stuff, I was like, wait, is he going to eventually become Dormammu? That'd be kind of cool. But no, he just tried to use his power. I'm like, oh. He's just a little minion dude. Fair enough. What?
Again, that proves why I had to explain something to you the other week. Because what you should have said, looking at the eyes, is he a servant of Dark Nella?
Yeah, there's that too. Technically, very similar beings, so you're not too far off. And it's in
Quasi-demonic,
no, actually, that was in Hong Kong. Never mind.
quasi-demonic intergalactic forces of evil.
Yes, pretty much.
Interdimensional forces of evil, actually, which is more accurate.
This is true.
But anyway, yeah. So that was cool. They had Dormammu. Yeah, that worked. And
Yeah.
I did like, there's a lot of quotable lines, a lot of good jokes. It worked.
It was the right tone. It was
Yeah.
serious when it needed to be. It was light when it needed to be, and it was dead
Yeah.
people. He was
Yeah.
killing people.
Come on, I know you've heard of Beyonce.
Yeah, he had the right amount of snark for Doctor Strange. I think
He did. It worked.
it was just overall. I really love this movie. I'm
It
definitely
was
gonna buy
it was inter- is what it was interested. And by the way, if you're wondering about that whole repercussion thing
Mhm.
about the bill coming due, as Mordo pointed out, yeah, they reinforced that in the movie subconsciously.
Oh. Well, I mean, there's the death of the Ancient One, I suppose. That was her
No, but
repercussions for
yes,
using the
but
power.
yes, but that wasn't what I meant. Early in the movie, Doctor Strange has a very large drawer full of shiny watches. The watch he has breaks, like his hands. He discovers at the end he can't repair it. Just like once you break time, you can't repair it.
Ah.
Yeah, missed that, didn't you?
Well, he could repair it. He just chose not to.
No, as
He could Eye of
in
Agamotto it and repair it. He just chose not to.
no, but that's not what I mean. As in the watch, he wasn't going to repair it because of what it represented, and it also represents the fact that the fact that it's a watch, time gem. The fact that once you break time, it's not that easy to repair. Just like his hands were not that easy to repair, and he had to come to terms with that. He's had to come to terms with the fact that manipulating time like that is a problem. And it is something that there's going to be repercussions for. You can't fix that because by doing that, you've broken something in you've broken the dimensional rules, basically, like Mordo said, and that's not going to go away.
Except his hands are that easy to repair. Again, like the watch, he chose not to because the Ancient One even says, oh, yes, you could repair your hands if you want to, but do you want to? Because if you choose to accept the fact that your hands are broken, you could be, do something so much more.
Mm.
The other guy chose to repair his back and his condition instead of trying to use the power that I was offering him. That was his choice, and I'm respected that. And he went off and he did his thing. You have a choice, Stephen Strange. Are you going to use the gift that I have given you, that I have opened your eyes to basically achieve what you came here to achieve, which was to fix your hands, or are you willing to open your mind to something more and give up your hands? And he chose to open his mind. So yes, his hands could be fixed as easily as that watch. Both he chose not to do for various
Maybe.
reasons.
I don't know. But anyway.
But I will be buying this movie when it comes out, and I will probably be seeing if I can get the 3D version, although I don't have a 3D TV. But
yes, what the fuck is that going to do you?
Because if I ever get a 3D TV, that's the movie I'd want to see on it.
Yeah, okay. I agree with that. But anyway, but yes, if for those of you keeping score, let's go a little externally to Marvel for a minute here.
Okay.
For those of you keeping score at home, if you have, where's it? Here we go. So, in order of appearance, the Tesseract is the Space Stone, which is blue in this incarnation.
Correct.
The Mind Stone is yellow. That is the one that was in the Loki scepter that he was given by the Chitauri that is now embedded in Vision's head.
Right.
The Red Stone is the Reality Stone. That was used by the Dark Elf Malkeith in Thor: The Dark World, and it's now been contained, and it was given to the Collector for safekeeping at the end of that movie. The Power Stone is the purple one from Guardians of the Galaxy that's now in possession of the Nova Corps. And of course, the Time Stone is green, and it's in the Eye of Agamotto in the hands of Doctor Strange at Combertage. So the only one we haven't seen is the Orange Soul Stone yet. But listen, it will be one of the next two movies because, as Feige said, it'll be seen sometime in Phase 3 for sure. There's a gauntlet that needs to be filled.
Yeah. So it'll probably, like we said before, it'll probably either be Guardians 2 or Thor Ragnarok where we'll see it.
Most likely.
And I think it'd be interesting if Doctor Strange is going to be in Ragnarok. I think it'd be interesting if they had it in Ragnarok, so Doctor Strange could then learn more about the Infinity Stones.
Maybe.
And also being with Thor, who knows what they are, it's like, wait, Infinity Stones. You know what the Infinity Stones are. Explain them to me, Asgardian.
Perhaps.
Also, another thing I want to say about Doctor Strange, astral projection. I love what they did with the astral
that was
projection.
cool. That was cool.
Fuck off, Fox. That's how you do astral projection.
Ah.
You fail with Professor X. You get nothing. Good day, sir.
Fair enough. But just I was wrong. We actually have three. We actually have three more movie. No, 4 more movies before Infinity War. Next up is Guardians 2 in May, then Spider-Man: Homecoming in July.
Spider-Man, yeah.
In July, and Thor Ragnarok. Those 3 are next year.
And
then
Black Panther.
Black Panther is in February of 18, and then Infinity War is in May of 18.
Ooh, it could be in Wakanda.
That's possible also.
That would be interesting.
And if it falls into the hands of Claw.
Yeah. Falls into the hand of Claw. It's a good thing you have Captain America standing next to you, Black Panther. That's all I have to say. Of course, Captain America doesn't have a shield, but
he's not Captain America anymore.
Yeah, T'Challa can fix that in about 5 minutes. They're in the source of vibranium. He could just make him another shield.
The shield doesn't make him Captain America. As Tony Stark told him, you're no Captain America. You're not worthy of that title anymore.
Yeah, he still has the ability to give him the shield. It's good enough. They also have a Winter Soldier they could bust out of cryo freeze and give a vibranium arm to.
They
if they
could.
Him. Bucky would help them.
True.
And if you're facing down an Infinity Stone in the hands of a madman, I think you'd take all the help you could get.
You would think.
But yes, it'll be interesting to see where the Marvel Cinematic Universe goes from here. And see what ramifications Doctor Strange has across the spectrum here.
Indeed, and the other question that comes up is at what point does the TV universe get brought in here?
If at all.
Well, it's generally assumed that on some level, at least the Netflix shows will be.
I also have to say, Thunderbolt Ross, if you thought containing the Avengers was hard, good luck containing a sorcerer that can bend reality.
Yeah.
He ain't controlling Doctor Strange. Ain't happening.
No, but you forget one key fact about Doctor Strange.
What's that?
He is the incredibly powerful Sorcerer Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
He's still highly susceptible to a bullet to the head.
He is.
But yeah,
unless of course he's wearing the cloak, because the cloak always saves him.
True. But yeah, because I don't know if they probably wouldn't bring in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they've got all the shows running on Netflix from Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and the Defenders, plus the Punisher series.
Yeah, one of the earlier rumors was that once the Defenders they do that series, and they established them that they were going to be brought in, but I don't know. That's the other thing too, is seeing Doctor Strange and how they did the whole mystical arts thing really makes me want to see Iron Fist in this universe.
Oh yeah,
because literally they were doing magical martial arts, and I'm like, I want Iron Fist now.
Yep.
Because that's Iron Fist. He's a martial artist that uses magic.
Yep. Also, interestingly, the new channel Freeform.
I haven't heard of that one.
It was formerly ABC Family.
Okay, then.
Yep. But according to the reports, let me see here. They are evidently working on a Marvel series for that channel.
Oh boy.
It's going to be evidently a romance superhero series
Okay.
at some level, and it'll be Cloak and Dagger.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Indeed. The live action interracial romance follows the duo, two teenagers from very different backgrounds, who find themselves burdened and awakened to newly acquired superpowers while falling in love. Tandy can't fucking jumping around. Tandy can emit light daggers, and Tyrone has the ability to engulf others in darkness. They quickly learn they are better together than apart, but their feelings for each other make their already complicated world even more challenging.
Power
They don't have,
Rangers?
they don't have a writer attached yet, but the no writer's been attached yet, but the search is underway. Marvel Television and ABC Cine Studios will co-produce. So,
Cool.
the character story is targeted toward young adults, which makes this a seamless fit for the channel, whose target audience is becomers, the 14 to 34 demographic.
Sounds about right.
So it should be interesting.
If they're targeting 14 to 34, I don't know why they're making it a romance series, but okay.
Yeah. But we'll see where that goes.
Indeed. But yes, my recommendation, go see Doctor Strange. Go see it in the theater. You owe it to yourself to go see it in the theater and see it in 3D.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. It's a great movie. Like I said, I did think the pacing was a little off, but overall, it's still very enjoyable. The acting is great. The slight humor is great. You'll learn a lot about the character, more than I knew there, so that was very cool. So definitely check the movie out. He's a great hero, great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Time Stone is there. We kind of knew that going in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, check it out. You'll enjoy it. And stay tuned for more of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because, like I said, we got the whole Infinity Gem situation going on, and we only got one left. So, Infinity War is coming.
Indeed. And stay tuned for the end of this month of November when we go back to Hogwarts. Well, we're not really going to Hogwarts, it's New York, but still. We're going to revisit the world of Harry Potter. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's the Wizarding World. It's about 80 years before Harry Potter, but, well, 60 years before Harry Potter, but still.
Yeah, but it's still that universe. It's that world. That
It
world
is.
building. It looks really good, too, but that's another show.
By the way, you excited for Guardians 2?
I want to see it. I don't have much to be excited about because the teaser trailer didn't really show anything. So I'm like, I'm waiting to see something substantial. But I'd like to see it. I love the first one.
Be excited about this. Jeff Goldblum.
What?
Jeff Goldblum.
No, I'm excited.
He's playing the Grandmaster,
Oh, shit.
if you're familiar with that character.
Sounds familiar. I also happen to know that, was it Kurt Russell is playing Ego?
Yes, Kurt Russell's playing Ego the Living Planet.
Which should be interesting.
Yep. We also have Karen Gillian is in there as Nebula.
Yep. Saw her at the trailer.
Yeah. So they're kind of expanding the
Guardians roster.
well, no, they're expanding the cinematic what am I talking about? The Marvel cinematic cosmic portion of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's interesting. That's good that they're doing that to get ready for Infinity War coming up, and they're expanding more into the many cosmic characters of Marvel, specifically the Elders.
Mm.
So that's interesting that they're going into that, and that we're going to see exactly how that plays out.
Yeah, I will say I am a little worried that the MCU is going to get too complicated because you're branching out to the cosmic side with the Guardians and the Elders and stuff, combining all that with Thanos, and now you're bringing in fucking Dormammu. You're like, this is going to get complicated as shit.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, hang on a minute. That's the wrong movie.
Oh?
Hang on. Sorry, he's going to be in Thor Ragnarok, not Guardians.
Ah.
That's Thor Ragnarok. My bad.
And then you have the Asgardians and their fucking villains. You're gonna have all these like uber powerful villains. It's gonna be a clusterfuck. I'm just afraid that it's gonna be too much. That it's gonna complicate things way too much with all these supremely powerful beings they're bringing in all at once.
Well, they're kind of obligated to, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because you know it's it's worth noting there's nothing on the slate past the second Avengers movie, the first the Avengers movie after Infinity War. And unfortunately, when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, unless they're going to buy Galactus back from Fox, you're not going to get bigger than Thanos. You're going to run out of threats.
Yeah, unless you buy Fantastic Four back or X-Men back, you kind of have nowhere to go.
Where would they go with X-Men?
Magneto.
Yeah, he's not really the level threat of
Or
Thanos.
Apocalypse.
He already got his ass kicked.
Yeah, but through the Marvel version, he won't get his ass kicked. Well, he will, but it'll be by a fuck ton of people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if they get Fantastic Four back, like you said, you have Galactus, you also have the Skrulls.
Skrulls would be interesting.
Actually, with X-Men, you know where you go with X-Men?
Where?
The Phoenix Force.
Except that's not a thing.
Sure it is.
Depends on your continuity.
Well, like I said, if Marvel takes it back and Marvel does their own thing, I could see them completely doing that, bringing in the fucking Shi'ar Empire and stuff. You could bring in the Brood. They could do a lot with it, and I could see the Phoenix Force is an entity that's basically on that level.
Also, yes, according to an Entertainment Weekly article from just earlier this week, Doctor Strange will be in Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, then. So it's going to be a 3-person movie. Fair enough. 4 if you count Loki.
Well, like I said, I don't think he's going to be a main character. I think he'll just have a cameo.
I don't know. After the end of Doctor Strange, where he said, "Let me help you. Let me help you find him," which means that obviously takes place before Thor and Hulk go off to fucking Asgard. I'm assuming Doctor Strange is going to go with them.
Possibly.
It'll be interesting. That kind of makes me want to actually see Thor Ragnarok if they're going to expand Doctor Strange a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it anyway because more Hulk is always good.
Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is you look at everything that's mentioned regarding that movie, I think Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster is the villain.
Okay.
Because there's no other villain mentioned unless Loki's going to pull some shit.
I doubt it. Because Loki and Thor are looking for Odin. I don't think Loki's going to pull shit if he's looking for his own father.
Right, which is why there's only 2 possibilities if you're going to have a villain. It's either going to be the Grandmaster or it's going to be Hulk. And I think the Grandmaster is the villain here.
Yeah. Yeah, that, and after what Hulk did to Loki, I don't think he wants to piss off Bruce Banner again.
Regarding the inclusion of the Hulk in the film, Hiddleston said that Loki has, quote, a few chips on his shoulder, end quote, due to the previous interaction between the 2 characters in the Avengers.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy about it, but I don't think he's going to be stupid enough to piss him off again after what Hulk did to him. Puny god.
Anyway. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'd imagine what probably the premise here, because the Grandmaster's character, he's one of the elders of the Marvel Universe, if you know anything about those guys.
Not really.
They are referred to as the Elders of the Universe.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of them. There's like 15 or so. And we already have one, because one of them is Tandlir Tevan.
Who's that?
The Collector.
Ah.
He's one of them. They are people who have been the people who have supposedly still around from some of the earliest races that developed after the Big Bang. And they are incredibly powerful and have dedicated their time respectively to individual pursuits to the point of one-mindedness. For example, the collector is dedicated toward collecting everything that he can in the universe. There's the trainer, the runner, the possessor, the obliterator, the caregiver, the astronomer, the contemplator, the explorer, and of course, the Grand Master.
Am I the only one who's a little bit worried that two of the most powerful beings in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe are Benicio del Toro and Jeff Goldblum?
Why?
Come on, Benicio del Toro and Jeff Goldblum. You're like, what? That's kind of terrifying.
Hmm. But the Grand Master's solo shtick is that he is his thing is games. He has mastered every game of skill and chance on every planet in the universe.
Oh, that's right.
And he has been frequently known to use the Avengers and other characters as pawns in games that he creates, sometimes played against other members of the Elders, sometimes played against other people that he's trying to best.
Now, Strange. You messed with time, and as they say, life will find a way.
Okay, then.
Come on, it's Jeff Goldblum. I have to make that reference.
Yeah, anyway.
It'll be
But
interesting
yeah,
to see how he plays this character.
but yes, he's been known to manipulate the Avengers on occasion. He's used the Squadron Sinister, which he created for his purposes. Various versions of the Avengers, the Malibu Comics Ultra Force, and even the Justice League.
Hmm. So you think the arena that Hulk was in was the Grandmaster's arena?
I'd imagine that's probably the shtick, is that what probably happens here is the Grandmaster has probably kidnapped Odin, because he would do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine that the Grandmaster has kidnapped Odin because he wants Thor to participate in his little game. But Thor brings Hulk with him.
And Doctor Strange.
And potentially Doctor Strange. And so as a result, they have to compete in his arena of whatever combat, or in his game, whatever mind game he's playing, in order to beat him. But it depends, because they're putting Hulk in gladiatorial armor, and it's that kind of an arena combat. They picked the wrong Elder God.
No.
If they were going that direction, the one that they needed was the champion of the universe.
Okay.
Trico Slatarius. Slatarius?
Hmm.
Slatarius. Trico Slatarius, aka the champion of the universe.
Hmm.
His entire shtick is he is, for all intents and purposes, a big giant galactic Braun Strowman.
Okay then.
He waters the universe and he demands competition.
Okay then.
His goal is to go places where people will fight him and to prove that he can beat people in fights.
Yeah, that would have worked.
That's his thing that he does. And
I'm
in
the
fact,
only one who can just see Doctor Strange showing up with them, finding out it's the Grandmaster, seeing what the Grandmaster's doing, and just be like, Grandmaster, you're on the list. And now I'm going to kick your ass because you're a douche.
mm-hmm.
And
Possibly.
because I am the Sorcerer Supreme, suck it.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, because it is, and if they had used him, it would be interesting in and of itself, because both Thor and Hulk have fought him. Champion of the universe. In fact, when the champion of the universe showed up on Earth, he summoned a whole bunch of people from Earth that he thought could challenge him. These people included Hulk, Thor, Doc Samson, Wonder Man, Sasquatch, Colossus, Namor, and the Thing.
Okay then.
And he challenged them all to a boxing match at Madison Square Garden.
Okay then.
That happened. And he fought them all, and or in some manner they were all eliminated one by one. And Namor refused to train. Thor was disqualified for using the hammer. He beat the other guys too easily. I don't remember what happened to Hulk. I think he deemed that Hulk was not a worthy opponent because he wouldn't fight a mindless beast. I believe that was the ruling on that. And so, interestingly, the big arc there was the last one in the arena that he was actually willing to fight, that he was willing to fight or that didn't get beaten easily was the Thing, Ben Grimm. And they went back and forth, and they fought each other for a long, long time. And how many bones got broken or how hurt he was. Ben Grimm was crawling back to him to keep fighting because he knew the world depended on him. And it got to the point where the champion of the universe was like, you know, short of killing you, I can't beat you. You're just going to keep coming at me no matter what I do. Any world that possesses it, that creates a champion as good as you deserves to survive. I won't destroy your world. It was a cool thing.
Nice.
Indeed. So.
Also, now that we've gone off on that happy tangent.
Oh, shit. I just realized something I read on one of these pages earlier. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that's not what I mean. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Because there's something else that some of the elder gods are known for.
Okay.
Occasionally possessing infinity gems.
Oh. Well, we know one has one. The collector's got one.
Yep, the collector has one. And let me see. Hang on, let me go back to this other page here. Infinity gems, let me check. List, not of Jericho. And okay, not that. Fair enough.
Okay then.
No, I was double checking to see if the Grandmaster was known to have the Mind Gem, so that's not going to be that because the Mind Gem is with Vision.
Yeah.
So it won't be that. But that does answer a question because we're missing the Soul Gem, and of the many people known to have the Soul Gem, of characters that are likely to show up, Loki, which just wouldn't be good at all.
It wouldn't make sense considering he showed up with the Mind Gem first.
Yes, but more specifically, Nebula.
Oh, brother.
Nebula has been a known owner of the Soul Gem from time to time. Interestingly, also, given that the Soul Gem is usually the green one, another known owner is Doctor Strange.
Oh. Well, that would make sense considering he's like the master of the astral form.
Yeah, that was kind of the shtick.
But they turned around and made it the time gem instead, so
yep.
He's probably not.
But I would imagine the Soul Gem will probably be in Nebula's possession, most likely.
Oh, brother. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, unless they introduce one of the other characters that's known to possess Infinity Gems, or do something completely off the cuff.
Or just give it to someone who's not known for holding it.
Yeah.
Because this is not the comics, people.
Yeah.
But anyway, now that we've talked more about not Doctor Strange than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you for joining us on Marvel Talk with the League of Opinionated Gentlemen. No.
Pretty much.
Well, at least it was Marvel. At least we kept to Marvel. That was kind of impressive. So I think we're ready to end this. We've said our piece about Doctor Strange. We both loved it. We both recommend you go see it in the theaters in 3D.
Pretty much. So go check that out. We will have more Marvel discussions down the line as more things happen. As was mentioned, the next one on that list, if I'm tracking correctly, is going to be Thor Ragnarok.
Sounds about right.
Let me just check. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Films. Where's the list? There we go. Checking. No, it's Guardians 2.
I guess that makes sense. We haven't seen a trailer for Thor yet, have we?
Nope. Yeah, Guardians 2 will be coming up next May. That'll be the next Marvel film. That'll be May 5th, and that'll be very closely followed 2 months later by Spider-Man Homecoming in July.
Fair enough.
And then Thor Ragnarok will be in November, a year from now. November 3rd of 17.
I think it'd be interesting, and it'd be completely out of nowhere and kind of what the fuck. But I think it'd be interesting if a Spider-Man villain showed up with the Soul Gem.
Given the villains likely to appear in that movie, that doesn't seem likely.
Goblin.
Goblin's not in the movie.
I don't know. Vulture's in the movie, right?
That is we haven't confirmed that, but that is everybody's theory. Is that he will be playing?
No, fair. Well, actually, that would make sense because what's Adrian Toomes' one thing?
He can fly.
He's always trying to find a way to regain his youth because he's dying of cancer. It's the entire reason he becomes a vulture. His entire shtick is trying to restore his youth to the point that even in the comics, he steals Peter's youth to regain his own. It would make complete sense for him to show up with the Soul Gem.
Perhaps.
Like, he's the one Spider-Man villain that it makes sense to have the Soul Gem with.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that was a weird comic where he's like, "I'm stealing your youth, Spider-Man," and Spider-Man's like, "I'll get you, Vulture."
Okay then.
It was weird seeing old Spidey. He eventually did, obviously, reverted, but yeah.
Anyway, we will see where that goes.
Indeed. So that was Doctor Strange. Thank you for joining me, Jim.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for joining me, Jeff.
Absolutely. We have been the League of Opinionated Gentlemen, and stay tuned for more stuff from us, including reviews and discussions.
Yeah, probably Fantastic Beasts at least.
Yes.
We'll see what else.
Indeed.
Peace.